Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Edwards from cookingwithkimberly.com, and tonight I'm going to show you guys how to make fruit salad on skewers. I know it sounds all fancy and things. It's not really that fancy. You're just making a fruit salad and we're going to put it on these really cool skewers, which is going to make it that much more enjoyable to eat and serve to people, right? Whether you're a mom looking for something for a little snack for your kids after school, or whether you're a college kid going to be cramming for exams or tests, or whether you just want to be healthy and eat more fruit, this is a good way to get you going. So this is the fancy dancy things I got from a place called Mutt Shop Products. I know it looks like a big porcupine, right? But it's just really a serving thing. Now, you do barbecue. I've done barbecue for you guys and showed you that. But you can do barbecue on these. They're like skewers and they lay sideways. They're side skewers. But this is the gorgeous display thing. And how great would that be with all different beautiful fruit on it? So that's what we're going to do. Right? That's it, that's all. Cool. So now I've got some fruit here. I've got some watermelon already chopped up, okay? Make sure you check out that, the show, How to Store Watermelon in the Refrigerator the Best Way. That's the best way. So I have it already chopped up in my pitcher. I have some grapes washed. I'm gonna cut up and peel a pear. I'm gonna cut up some mango. I'm gonna cut up some kiwi, and we're gonna make sure that nothing turns color, and we're gonna squeeze it all with a little bit of lime. And then we're gonna feed them on those fabulous skewers. You know what I'm saying? And then you can leave them in the fridge until you're ready this evening, and you throw it on your display thing, and don't you look like a champion? Ready? Let's see how much of a champion we're gonna look like, okay? So let's get started. I have my watermelons already done. My grapes are washed, and they're seedless, so I'm just gonna pick them off the stem, and I don't really need to show you guys how to do that. Now, I really don't have to show you much of anything, really. I'm going to peel the kiwi. The kiwi has furry skin. You can keep it on if you like, but you don't really eat it typically, especially if you're gonna serve it something like this. So you have to cut those two ends out. You have to core them out, okay? Each side. Use a nice sharp paring knife. And then you're just going to ever so gently peel the outer skin off so as not to take too much of the great tasty flesh of the fruit. So you want to just cut right between the skin and that flesh. And I'm going to do 3 of these. So I'll be back and I'll show you what to do with your pear, okay? So peel these all down and you'll be nice and happy. See how gorgeous that is on the inside? That color, that green color? That's really going to perk up our little side skewers tonight, isn't it? All right, sit tight. Okay, so these are all peeled up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop them into bite-sized chunks, but chunks that are going to fit onto these skewers nicely. Now, when you use these skewers, they work beautifully. They're beautiful spacing because they hold things very, very well, right? More easy. So you can get one piece of fruit on like two tongs to make sure it really stays on there. So I'm just going to make these into chunks. I'm not going to do big slices of it. I'm going to make it into nice sized chunks so they don't fall off so easily. So big, thick slices, and then I'm going to chop them in half. Now, my dogs like peels. When you can feed dogs peels, go ahead. If they like them, they like them. Anything that you would actually eat. Now, kiwi is something that you could actually eat the skin on, so don't give them anything that you can't. They cannot have grapes. They cannot have avocado. No raisins, chocolate. Don't give them crazy things, okay? But you can give them other things like carrot peelings and cucumber peelings, and they quite like them. My dogs anyway, maybe yours do too. It's a good way to get them just a little bit more nutrition in their diet. All right. Be gentle, these are nice and perfectly ripe, so I don't want to be too rough with them. Okay, next are my little mangoes. We are going to peel these beautiful mangoes. They're Atolfo mangoes. These are so tasty. I had to go get more at the store. Anyhow, you're just going to peel them from top to the bottom. That skin off. This is not something that you would eat the skin on, so don't feed those to the dogs. Okay, so I'm just going to peel them all the way around. I have 2 of them, so I'll be right back then. Now with this Atolfo variety of mango, the skin matches very closely to the color of the flesh. So you have to be careful you get all that flesh off because it doesn't taste very nice, the skin. So mangoes are a little bit trickier. You're going to see that they're long, they're kind of like teardrop shape or an egg shape. So you want that skinny end at the top, and you're gonna see that it's a little bit longer on one end than the other, okay? It's kind of like how a potato would be. It's a little bit longer widthwise on one direction than it is the other. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it from the top to the bottom, and you're going to do it the long ways sideways, okay? So I'm going to start at the top, and I'm gonna find that pit, and I'm gonna just run my knife all along the outside of that pit on the front and cut as close as I can to it to get as much flesh as I can off as thickly as possible. So now that's as thick as that's gonna come off of there, okay? But I got a nice piece off it. And you're going to repeat that on the other side. Find the other side of that pit and just work it all the way down as close as you can to that pit. And there we go. Now, you're gonna cut off the sides as best you can. You're just gonna have to eyeball it, and then go ahead and enjoy the pit yourself. The person that gets to cut the mango gets to enjoy the rest of it. Don't waste what's on this pit. Don't be too proud. Suck on that pit and get that flesh of the mango off of there and enjoy it all by yourself in some private, okay? So I'm just gonna follow this pit all around the sides of it too. Same principle on both sides. Get pieces off as thickly as I can. There's only so far you can cut. Be careful. So now I'm just going to repeat that on the other mango, and I'll be right back. My mango's done. So you're going to see that the pit shape, that's how big the pit is inside this mango. That's how big that mango was. So don't be surprised and alarmed how big that pit is, okay? That goes in the garbage. All right. So now I'm going to do the same thing with this stuff. I'm going to cut it into chunks that make sense for these little skewers. Those side ones, you know, they're kind of skinny. But we're going to make nice sized chunks, okay? So just eyeball it. What you think, and then cut chunks. Boom, boom. Okay, into your bowl. Now I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to peel my pear. Okay, so I'm throwing it all in a bowl because I'm going to make it easy on myself to put some lime on it. Now you can use lemon or lime, pretty much any citrus. If you want to use orange, you can. But these work better to keep things from browning. They keep them from oxidizing, okay? And also adds a little bit of flavor, a little bit of vitamin C, you know, whatever. Come on now. There we go. Just gonna grab a fork. Okay, so I'm forking my lemon. Yes, that's what I said. I'm just gonna stick it in the middle, stab it in the middle, and I'm gonna squeeze the lime around that fork and move it around. That gets the most juice out of it. It helps you a lot. Now at the very end, if you want to get the rest, you're gonna have to use your hands. Now I'm only using half of one, I think. I'm going to toss it all around just to make sure that my pears don't get all oxidized. And now I'm going to pick my grapes off of my stems. You don't have to watch me do this, but you do it too. Okay, so now I'm ready to assemble. And I'm just going to take these off of here so you guys can see a little bit better with how this all works. Now this is from Mutt Shop Products. Make sure you go check them out, muttshopproducts.com. This is called a side skewer set. Super cool, but it's really versatile for all kinds of things. So check this out. I'm going to just mix this through a little bit better. I put some of my watermelon in there. I have my grapes in here now too. And now I'm just going to make a colorful collage of fruit, or you can do one whole skewer of watermelon, one whole skewer of pear, whatever you want to do, right? So here we go. We're just going to start placing them on here. Don't be scared. Look at how gorgeous this is going to be. These tines on this skewer set really do a great job at grabbing everything really, really well. Just feed them on. Now you can get this prepared ahead of time if you can store it inside of your refrigerator. If you can't, then just put some saran wrap on top of it, throw it in the refrigerator and let it sit until you're ready to assemble. Then you can assemble and serve. Or you can assemble them on these skewers and then you can throw them into your refrigerator just like that. Now this is going to take me a while, but I'm just going to show you one of them. Use those grapes to top off the top, make it look kind of cool if you want to. You know what I mean? Use all different kinds of fruit. You can use bananas. I wish I had some bananas, but I used them all up today for lunch. We use them, and there's no bananas left. So if you had bananas, that'd be great. Apples would work beautifully. I mean, whatever it is you like or your kids like or whatever you are serving your people, this is a really beautiful way to do it. Now, if you want to do it a little bit more grown up as well, you could also soak this fruit in some kind of liqueur or alcohol or wine or champagne. Delicious, right? Now look at how beautiful that looks, okay? And now you're going to assemble that just as so. Now I'm going to repeat this on the rest of them. So I'm going to repeat this on the rest of them, and you'll see me in just a couple seconds. Look how beautiful that is. How cute. And look how healthy and nutritious that is. That's a really heavy-duty skewer. You probably don't even have to fill it up that much, but hey, no one's going to complain to get more fruit, I don't think. All right. Now that's what you get. There was no rhyme or reason to what I did. I just kept adding it, and look how beautiful this looks. I would be so pleased to serve this to anyone coming over for studying, for the kids, for a pool party. Come on, man, look how cool that is. Isn't that a conversation piece too, this great piece of equipment? Make sure you check them out at muttshopproducts.com. I can't tell you enough. These are really versatile, and I love them. They're fantastic. Anyhow, this is how you do fruit salad on skewers. You know what I mean? Fresh fruit, I mean, you can do it any way you want and it's still gonna be tasty. Fruit is beyond beautiful. Make sure that if your fruit is not sweet enough, you can sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top if you want to, but that is likely to leach out some of their liquids. More than that, I would say to put a little bit of honey on, drizzle a little honey, just a tiny bit to coat it, just to boost it up a little bit. Sometimes pears can be a little bit, you know, iffy, or a little bit too tangy or something like that. Everything here today is beautiful. I didn't have to do that. Just a little bit of lime, and I think that just kicks it up and makes it a little bit more refreshing in the summertime. Anyhow, that's it. That's all. That's how you do it. I hope you follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim, E with a capital E. I hope you like the fan page. It's facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly and ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly. And my site is cookingwithkimberly.com. Come interact with me. Let me know what's going down in your culinary world. I'm not mad at that big piece of fruit. Come on now. I'm so happy. Anyhow, dessert's going to be first tonight. All right, everybody? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.